First off, before we get into today's video, I just want to give a big thank you to each and every one of you for getting me to 5,000 subscribers. But yeah, I just want to say thank you so much to each and every one of you that has subscribed to the channel. You guys got me to a really major milestone, and I never thought I would see 5,000 subscribers when I started doing YouTube videos, and this is really awesome. Thank you very much. And if you do watch my videos and you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so because it'll really help me out, and I promise there is so much great content coming your way. So yeah, thank you for 5,000 subs, and let's hit that 10k. So I think a lot of people would agree with me when I say that one of the best things about Session Skate Sim are the maps. We have 3 insanely detailed recreated cities, packed full of legendary real-life skate spots, either from the past or from the present. And it really adds a lot to the whole skate simulation experience because not only is the skateboarding super realistic, but we also get to skate the actual realistic spots that skaters have been skating for generations. We have New York City, we have Philadelphia, we have San Francisco. But unfortunately, I'm here to tell you that I think that's going to be the end for city recreations, and I think that New York, Philadelphia, and San Francisco is going to be it, and we're not going to be getting any more recreated real-life spots. So on Session's most recent Instagram post, they replied to a comment from a user who asked, are we going to be able to get more real-life spots like LA, San Francisco, or is it just the building licenses you can't put in again? So like a lot of people, this guy would like to see some Los Angeles spots as well, which I'm not too fussed about because I play Skater XL and we have a lot of LA spots in that, but it would be pretty cool to see some LA spots in the session. And they also bring up San Francisco, which of course we already have, but I guess they mean that they want to see more spots added on that aren't already in the game. But it would be cool to see more extensions onto those maps, similar to how we had the original Brooklyn Bank section of New York, and then they added on the Pyramid Ledge as like an extra extension onto that map essentially. So you're still in New York, but it's just like a different section of the map that you go to. So I was hoping to see the maps expand a little bit more like that. But Session, Creature, whatever, did reply to this comment, and it's pretty disappointing what they had to say. At least I think it is, but you guys can make your mind up for yourselves. So Session replied saying, we are moving away from fully recreating cities like the past and will deliver original layouts. These can be made much faster for various reasons, but also may sometimes contain nods to real-life spots like the Clipper Ledge Twin in the Waterpark DLC. So essentially, Session have just come out and confirmed that they're no longer going to make any more city recreations, and they're no longer going to be adding any more recreated spots to any of the existing cities that we have in the game. That's pretty damn disappointing if you ask me. So from here on out, it looks like we're only going to be getting original maps from Session, such as the Creature Waterpark map, which by the way isn't really an original map. That is very clearly based off Lake Dolores Waterpark, which is a real-life abandoned water park in America, which is a known skate spot. I mean, it has been skated many times, but for some reason Creature denied that it's based off Lake Dorealis. Hey, what's up? It's me from the future here. For some reason, I keep calling it Lake Dorealis instead of Lake Dolores. I don't know where I'm getting that name from. I don't know why I'm pronouncing it as Dorealis. Like, what even is that? Anyway, just ignore it. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's Lake Dolores, not Dorealis. I'm an idiot. They keep telling people that it's an original spot created by them, when if you look at pictures of Lake Dorealis, which I'm going to be putting up here next to pictures of Creature Waterpark, you can clearly see that the map is very clearly inspired by that real life area. It very clearly recreates spots that are from that real life water park. I don't even know if that can really count as an original map when it is very clearly at least heavily inspired by a real life spot. But you know, you can have that argument amongst yourselves in the comments. If you like Creature Waterpark, or you like, for example, Creature Warehouse or the Creature Skate Park hidden in the Brooklyn Banks area, then maybe you're gonna like that they're stepping away from recreating real life spots and they're gonna be focusing on original map layouts instead. Personally, I'm not a fan of this at all, and I think it's a pretty bad move from Creature. I am fully aware that they have only one map designer at the minute, and recreating real life cities involves a ton of work. They have to visit the cities, they have to get a ton of photos, and they have to get all the measurements and stuff like that. It is a lot of work, and they're gonna have a much faster turnaround rate if they focus on original maps instead. And if we go back to the comment, they did say that they're going to add nods to real life spots, like how they put Clipper Ledge in the Lake Dolores map. I'm sorry, I mean the Creature Waterpark map. Personally, I would have liked to see more recreated cities because it is a skate sim after all, and I feel like part of what makes Session unique and part of its kind of USP, its whole selling point, is that it is trying to be as realistic as possible, and it's also kind of a nod to 90s skateboarding and iconic real life spots. I know that Creature's map designer designer is insanely talented, and I expect the maps to be super high quality. But knowing it's just going to be a bunch of single, completely made up maps, which I expect aren't going to be that big. They're just going to be maps like the water park, or like, for example, Creature Warehouse or Pietra skate park, which I know is a real skate park, but you get what I mean. It's just kind of a smaller map. So I think we're just going to get a bunch of kind of small standalone maps. It kind of just takes away part of the charm Session had by having these kind of bigger open world cities that you could skate around. And if you've been to that city in real life, you know, you'll know the streets and you'll recognize things. And even if you aren't from there, you'll just recognize things from skate videos and photos. And I think that was really one of the coolest aspects of Session, and unfortunately it looks like we're not going to get any more of that, and that could lead to a lot of really good maps, and it could lead to a lot more frequent maps, but I just think it's taken a lot away from the whole point of what makes Session skate sim a skate sim and what makes Session unique. Now personally, that's just my opinion. I don't think this is a great call from Creature, but maybe you guys think differently, so please let me know in the comments if you guys actually prefer it this way and you want to see more original stuff, and you're maybe not so interested in skating recreations of real life spots that you can skate in real life if you wanted to, or maybe you are feeling the same as me and you're disappointed and you were hoping to see more real life cities, or at least extensions to the current cities that we have. Look, I completely get this is the easier route to go for Creature, being that they're such a small dev team, but it still sucks to see, and I don't know, it kind of just makes me a little bit more not as excited for the future of Session and what's to come. But anyway, with all this talk about Session, let's actually dive in and play some right now. Let's go. I know that my guy looks like a knockoff Nigel Houston who shops at Zoomies, but it's different, so why not? I think it is going to be a shame not to get any more of these kind of maps, because I do really love the kind of open world aspect of these things. Now, I guess you could say that, you know, the water park map, for example, is pretty big and you can spend a lot of time there. There is just something about skating around a real life city like this that just really makes the game feel more alive. Of course, it is lacking a lot of things like traffic and decent NPCs. I will put on the NPCs. We do have NPCs, but they're just kind of there and very quiet and like creepy. I do hope that we see the NPCs maybe receive a bit of an update as well. It would be nice to have them maybe even just speak, or like at least make some noise, and it'll just add a little bit more life to them. I never actually have the NPCs on. I just don't really see the point in them. They kind of just get in the way. But since we're talking about, you know, these kind of recreated cities, I guess having people walking about them helps them be a little bit more realized. One thing that we're definitely not going to get any more of, and I think this was confirmed anyway, but now it just kind of makes more sense, now that we know that they're not going to make any more real-life recreations. There's not going to be any more historical challenges added to the game, because obviously if they are creating these maps completely originally and they're not based in any real-life locations, then, you know, they can't add historical challenges because nobody's actually skated them in real life. So I suppose that means that if you are somebody that likes to hunt down and try and complete all the historical challenges, which there is a lot, I get that there is a lot in the game, but once you complete them all, that's kind of it. There's not going to be any more added as far as I'm aware. Personally, I don't go out looking for the historical challenges. If I do one, I get excited about it. It's pretty cool when you accidentally kind of do one that you didn't know was a thing. And then you can like go onto YouTube and you can search up that particular trick, the spot. You definitely learn a little bit more skate history that you may not have known otherwise. Yeah, that's kind of a feature as well, that it's a shame that that's eventually just gonna become redundant and not gonna matter anymore, because there's not gonna be any more historical spots to do historical challenges on. And I don't mean to be like super negative in this video, because I want to see Session do well, just like everybody else does. It just feels like Creature really are out here making decisions that... What the hell was that? They're really out here making decisions that are just seem like they're going to affect the game in a negative way rather than a positive way, and it's just a shame to see. Of course, I could be wrong, and I'd like to be proven wrong if they end up making some of the best maps yet, but I'm afraid really only time will tell. It just feels like it's one thing after the other when it comes to Creature announcing things that aren't coming to the game as opposed to things that are coming to the game. Like, it's pretty much confirmed that multiplayer isn't going to happen. Creature have said that their physics engine just will not work with multiplayer, or at least multiplayer free skate anyway. So free skate isn't going to be a thing, but they're going to try and implement some sort of multiplayer features into the game. Similar to how you used to be able to play skate and have like multiplayer filler modes, like in the early access version of the game, which they just took out, and we've not heard anything about them again. And then on top of that, they've also pretty much confirmed that the game isn't going to be ported over to Unreal Engine 5, unless they've changed their mind on that, but last I heard it's not going to happen because, again, it's just not going to work. I forget what the exact reasoning was for that, but they did say that it's not going to work. They're not going to be able to port it to Unreal Engine 5. This is another feature just gone, crossed out, which they said originally that they were going to do, and then they changed their mind because they realized they can't do it. Creature Studios are very, very small. There's only a handful of people working there. I think it's maybe like 12 or 13 people, but in the grand scheme of things, it's still a very small studio, and I don't think they really have the money that they need to push this game to the next level. That's obviously just a speculation on my part, and maybe they've just decided to shift their priorities on the other things, but I don't know. It seems like they're just focusing on all the wrong things, and they're really just missing the marks when it comes to making Session a better game. It's clear that the Nigel's short shorts are not helping my ability to skate handrails today. I don't want this video to be like super negative, so one thing I will say about Session's map design is that it's some of the prettiest goddamn graphics. What is that guy doing over there? Prettiest looking games, and probably one of the best, if not the best looking skateboarding game that we've ever had. I mean, just look how gorgeous the map looks. They do an insane job when it comes to visuals, that is for sure. And I expect that these new maps that they're going to be making are going to be no short of beautiful. That's for sure. I think you can pretty much guarantee that from Creature at this point. That was definitely an NBD from me. I don't think I've ever done that trick before. Alright guys, well I think we're going to end it with that banger of a trick, because to be honest, that's kind of all the session I have in me today. But I just wanted to come on here and kind of talk and rant a little bit about that comment from Creature, and I want you guys to let me know how you feel about it in the comments. Are you excited that they're moving away from real life recreations of cities and spots and focusing more on their own unique original map designs? Or are you disappointed and feel like they're moving in the wrong direction and they should be focusing on creating more real life spots? And is Creature Water Park just Lake Dolores, and are Creature just pretending that it's an original design even though everybody knows it's just Lake Dolores? And just admit it, Creature. Admit that it's Lake Dolores, okay? We know it is. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. I've been Pigeon Thief, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.